well. Today I want to talk about lessons learned from the year 2020, this past year, on this coronavirus, COVID-19, as they call it now. And the thing is, I've learned from it in this past year, and still learning. March, which has been a year ago since it's happened, with the schools shutting down, the factories shutting down, and the government determining what's essential, what's not essential, essential workers. We all kind of basically know what they were in the first place. I mean, it's all the way from first responders to medical and etc. Especially truck drivers, store workers. Who would have thought when all this went down, when they started making the phone calls or started doing the restrictions and started shutting things down, that toilet paper would be one of the main commodities being just gone, buying up, everybody's just wiping the shelves clean with it. I mean, I kind of knew it was going to happen personally. I told my wife, I said, you better get to the store because they're going to wipe the shelves clean. I mean, you got to get there. So, and sure enough, that's what happened. I mean, I prep. I got supplies. But to keep the supplies flowing, when nothing's shut down, I mean, things shut down, but not to the point to where we weren't getting food or type of supplies. But the toilet paper was one of the major factors. Clorox wipes, Lysol sprays, any kind of disinfectants, Clorox, bleach, those kind of things were just flying off the shelves. Just like ammo was flying off the shelf. I mean, one of the components was like, they bought toilet paper like people, were buying the ammo, and everything's just going off the shelves. So, I mean, as for me as being a prepper, I got things stocked up. I'm prepared for certain emergencies. I'm prepared for long-term emergencies. And toilet paper was one of them, but we kept on going to the store. My wife and our neighbor across the street, which we're good friends with, they picked a day of the week. They both went. They wore their masks and stuff, and they took their precautions. Went to the store, stocked up on a lot of items. Then we got friends in other areas that called us to say, hey, these people got just like getting meats, So they went and did the shopping. They kept up with it, things were good with that. I mean, that was still flowing. And the only thing we couldn't get was toilet paper, paper towel. And so when they did get some, they're getting it before they started limiting people doing it. But the one thing that we found out at that time with all that stuff going, the one thing I didn't have that I should have was a small deep freezer. I didn't have one, or a deep freezer period. The one I did have broke down and I didn't replace it. So I kind of failed on that part, with just having some kind of a deep freeze. But Home Depot, down the road from us, they got a few of them in. And it's a good thing for a lot of good friends around, So we needed to get a deep freeze. I was still working at that time when this happened. My wife gave me the money, went up there, got it, brought it to us. I took it downstairs, hooked it all up, and then we started getting stocked up on meats. We go down to a meat market down where a friend of ours lives, and we went to another meat market up north of where we lived, about an hour away. Started buying up meat, which was a good thing because my neighbor got the same kind of deep freeze. We both got it. We kind of worked hand in hand, or kind of worked together to. It's not like we had meals together, but we worked together and we got stocked up. They went as a team and collaborated with one another, just like with them, which wasn't a plan. It was not planned out, but that's kind of how it rolled out. Everybody kind of worked together. If somebody saw something and that we knew we needed to get, or that we should get, they called us up on the phone. We did the same thing. They called us, we called them. We all collaborated together, and we got each other, which were still plentiful of it. The one thing was really getting lackey was a lot of meats at our local store, which is just up the road from us. So that's when we started hitting meat markets and things like that. And everybody was doing the same thing. So, and these places were still offering specials because the meat processing plants and that wasn't getting hit too hard yet. And we're still getting milk. I mean, we're still getting things because the stores are still open. And then they started shutting down to where they only open up for from 7 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night. It wasn't because we always had 24-hour service around here when it comes to grocery stores and stores. Everybody shut down at 9 o'clock. Nothing was going on. So what else we was lacking on? Yeah, we lacked on certain meats, ground beef, pork, chicken. I'm just reading off some notes here. My coffee, Gatorade we should have done better with. Coffee we should have done better with. Paper plates, did good was hygiene stuff. We had good cleaning stuff. I mean, my wife had Clorox wipes and stuff. We still bought it because it's just at the time, because we bought stuff for the kids when they go to school. When they start beginning to go to school, we always buy school supplies, and they always ask for Clorox wipes, and that's when everything was still on the shelves back in September and October. So we got all that stuff, and we had extras, and I kind of rationed out some of our stuff. I mean, we had Clorox and things like that. It was astounding how, when all this went down, a lot of things was cleaning products, and then the food. But we wouldn't really dire need of food because the stores were still being stocked for food, and the trucks were still rolling. Yeah, better prepared with a deep freeze at that time. But who would have thought, with the restrictions and everything going on, is what was a necessity and what wasn't a necessity. Fuel was one of them. I didn't drive my truck hardly at all during this pandemic because it's nothing but a gas guzzler anyways. If anybody drives a truck, you should know that. Even though the fuel price is down, but I did stock up on fuel for the generator, things like that. The one thing I wish I would have had more of was oil lamps and more lamp oil for that. We were pretty well good stocked on batteries. I could use more, but it's the reason why I wanted an oil lamp, so that way in case the power go out or something in that point, grid goes down, because it's wintertime, all this stuff. You never know, ice storms, everything. I just wish I would have more of that type of stuff. It's the little things out there that you don't prepare for or don't stock up on can get you in the long run, especially if you got kids, like snack foods and, all the comfort foods that they like to snack on with all this going, because we're all in the house together. Nobody's going anywhere. Nobody can do anything. Nobody can go nowhere. Movie theaters down. Restaurants are shut down. So you're not going out getting things or going to restaurants or going to movies or doing things like that. We're all stuck in the house for months at a time. I mean, the kids are learning during the day. Then we're helping them with their schoolwork, and if you know anything about Common Core, it's not fun. So, as this year progressed, with the shutdowns and restriction mandates and all this craziness going on, people panicking, it's been one hell of a learning experience. I could say that. I could say, for the most part, I was prepared for a lot of this stuff to happen. And I learned a lot of what I can do better when it comes to the next event that comes around the corner. My experience in this past year is more batteries, a case of a power outage. I need more and more lamps, oil lamps, case for lighting, candles. With water, I was pretty good on water, and the water wasn't shut down, so we had water. I mean, still the water plant's still going. I mean, nothing major was happening in that aspect. We still had water. We still could get food. Now, on a lot of things that we should have just stocked up on was the condiments, you know, like your ketchups and stuff like that, which we had more of. Which we use. I wish I was more better prepared for the next coming fall and winter, when who knows what's going to happen or how the end of the year is going to look like. Prepare for that. Think of 6 months from now. Think of a year from now on things of what can be and what can happen. Take this time when everything's starting to seem like it's going to settle down and kick it into gear. Start making a list up. Start preparing. Start doing the little things. So that's my advice to you, because that's what I'm doing now. I'm just keeping up with things that I have, preparing a little bit more. I got some other things I'm going to be planning, but I'll be in the next video hopefully soon. So anyways, this is Jeff with Waverly's Preps. I hope this is a little bit of insight for you, or you know, I hope you take this as a lessons learned on this past year and kind of run with it and see what you can do differently or could do better, or what you can plan better, and get people around you. Like, I mean, I got pretty good neighbors, and we kind of all work together and collaborate. You know, my wife's friend lives down south of here from where I live. Just things like that. I mean, have good friends around with you. They see something, they know you need it, they'll call you. If you see something they know they need it, you call them. Things like that. Get in a group, have good friends, collaborate together, get a plan, put a system in place for one another so they can help each other out. You don't have to live next door, because the phones ain't down. It's not like it's apocalypse. But if somebody needs something, collaborate with your friends on what you need and what they need. Get together, form a plan, call each other, say, this is here, I'll get it for you. This is here for you, I'll get it for you. So on that note, hope this is a little bit of insight for you guys. Hope you learned a lot from this past year like I did. And keep planning, keep prepping, keep doing what you're doing. If you're a prepper, keep rocking it out. If you're not a prepper, take this year and learn from it and start prepping better. Start stocking up. Medicines, food, water, food, medicines, comfort food for the kids. If you got kids, things for them. Got to keep everybody happy. Happy people make better. The morale gets better and you can thrive better. So on that note, thanks for watching. Hope you like this video, subscribe, more videos on the way. Thank you.